Big Sills! What a week to come back. Welcome aboard, everybody. What a gigantic week for the NFL. News is just dropping as we're going on the air here. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The NFL never takes a week off. And obviously, the Eagles are front and center with all the players that are exiting Philadelphia right now. I'm going to make this very clear to you, and I tweeted this out at Dan Sileo show. The Eagles played Moneyball, a form of Moneyball last year, and now they're paying for it. They're paying for it. That team was a one-year wonder. It was a one-year wonder because of all the one-year deals. This was not a team that was going to be put up. And people were going to start saying, this is a dynasty. How can you have a dynasty with 18 free agents? What, because you think your quarterback's good? That doesn't matter. Ask Dan Marino. If you don't have a team around your quarterback, I don't give a shit how good that guy under center is. You can't win. And as on March 13th, here is my prediction. Now, again, I may adjust this, but as of March 13th, the Philadelphia Eagles won't make the playoffs. You don't have a defense. How can you sit here? Oh, and by the way, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, that's wishful thinking. That they're going to take over for TJ Edwards and Javon Hargrave. We'll get to those deals in a minute. You're not making the playoffs. You have half a team. Shitty special teams, turnover in coaches, and you're going to sit here and expect me to go, oh, they'll be okay because it's Howie vision. And you got to pay your quarterback. This is incredible. And people are leaving because why? Hometown discount was last year, friends. These guys are cashing in. They're cashing in on the Eagles' expense. You're going to lose your entire secondary, potentially. You lost your mainstay linebacker and your best defensive tackle. What do you want me to say? No. People are already going, well, wait a minute. We're going to be a... How? Where are you seeing that? Hargrave signs $84 million. He's getting $22 a year. 60 guaranteed. Bye. Eagles offered him 3 years at $51 million. Not even in the room. TJ Edwards is getting $7 million. Why would he stay in Philly? Oh, and you got to pay your quarterback. Your secondary's gone. Slay's like, I want to stay. Do they want you back? And from what I'm hearing, they're actively shopping him. By the way, just to give you guys some insight here, do you know who Drew Rosenhaus is? Do you know the guy who works for Drew Rosenhaus? His name is Robert Bailey. He went here. I contact him all the time. Are the Eagles shopping Darius Slay? Yes. They're trying to move him. I think either Jesse Bates or Darius Slay is going to be a Falcon. By the way, Seattle got outbid by the 49ers. Chicago and Seattle were all bidding on Javon Hargrave with big money. Philly was never in the room for him. But Jordan Davis, good luck on that. He hasn't showed me shit yet. Wow. The Philadelphia Eagles are not making the playoffs as of March 13th. You have no defense. Both tackles will be gone. You got Hassan Reddick. Kaiser White will be in the second day. He'll be gone. You got an entire defense to have to retool, and you think Howie's going to retool it. Oh, and signing a quarterback. How? I've been telling you this for 6 months. The team you saw in 2022, not even remotely close to the team that is coming back in 23. Now, here is 2 positives. Jason Kelsey's coming back for another season. Spectacular. Spectacular. Great news. Had an all-pro season. Great football player. Great for the locker room. And here's the other bit of good news for Philly. The NFC sucks. And if Aaron Rodgers does go to the Jets, that keeps Philly in the room. As we mentioned, Javon Hargrave, 4 years, $84 million. San Francisco 49ers. Get better again. You know why? They don't have to pay a quarterback. TJ Edwards, a new member of the Chicago Bears. Now, today is the day that teams can, quote, legally tamper and start putting deals together, because 4 o'clock on Wednesday, all these deals will drop. And then you're going to get a sense of what you really have on Wednesday as we lead up to that day. Garoppolo, not official until Wednesday, is a Las Vegas Raider, and Jalen Ramsey has been dealt from the Rams to the Dolphins. We'll get into all the particulars there. There's not a chance in hell as of March 13th that this guy's going to duplicate this again. I love how people go like this. Well, Howie will just draft a linebacker. He's never. What makes you think Howie Roseman is a good talent evaluator in the draft? Nakobe Dean hasn't done shit. Don't put that on that kid saying that he's going to take the place of some of the players that you're missing. How do you know that? From what I saw a year ago, the guy couldn't get on the football field. And what I watched of Jordan Davis, very unimpressive. Now, I will say this, and I was just telling Tone this. I'm not paying $22 million for a defensive tackle. I'm just not. I don't think that's a priority position. I told you the money positions in the NFL are corner, pass rusher, left tackle, quarterback, obviously, wide receiver, and I would even throw a tight end in the mix. And by the way, I'm going to make sure that I'm telling you this. Okay? There's no doubt. I think the Eagle offense, I don't really think you're going to miss a beat. But what's going to happen is Chip Kelly is going to rear its head again. What happens when they get stopped in a series and the other team scores? You're going to have to beat teams 38-35. And get this, don't have any injuries because you really don't have a lot of depth. What's happened in free agency to the Eagles is going to happen to all the successful teams. They annihilate your depth. Your coaching staff gets raided. This was a one-year wonder football team constructed by your GM. This wasn't something that was going to be lasting. And now you've got the decision on paying a quarterback $50 million with half a football team, which means you're going to be a non-player in free agency. Now, again, he does have one more year on his current rookie deal. So this is really going to affect the 2024 season. Okay? A lot of work to do. Here, Kelsey, congratulations. I'm really happy to see him back. Slay, what are you doing? What's the organization doing? Here's your question marks. Hargrave, gone. Bradbury, gone. CJ, they're hoping to resign. Hurts, when? Lane and Slay are going to redo their deals? Maybe. They'll get restructuring together with what they find out after Wednesday. There's no question the Eagles are doing this all in priority here. Watch this. Coordinators, what's left of the team after Wednesday is going to be essential in where they go or not go in free agency. I don't think the Eagles are going to be a player at all in free agency on the first 2 days. I think they're going to do it like they did a year ago, a version of Moneyball. Eagles played a version of Moneyball last year. All cheap deals, one-year deals. And get this, you're Billy Beane. Got to go back out and retool the team. You got to find a way to replace TJ Edwards in his tackles. You got to figure out how to replace Javon Hargrave in his sacks. And you guys are going like this. Hey, Jordan Davis has not done shit yet, and nor has the other guy. As a matter of fact, Nakobe Dean, everything I just told you is fact. Nothing I have said. I haven't ripped Jalen. As a matter of fact, Jalen Hurts. You know why Jalen is not saying anything right now about his deal? Because every day he sits there and doesn't say anything, the more money he's going to make. I can't believe the bums that are getting the money that they're getting. There's no question. Hurts is going to be in the $50 million range. That'll destroy the rest of the team. And the question will come back, the Eagles will be the Cowboys in 4 years. Or they'll be the Chiefs. I don't know, and nor do you. This is playing out exactly like Kansas City had to play it out when they became successful with their quarterback. The difference is that Mahomes can carry their team. We don't know if Jalen can. We have no idea. We have zero idea. You know why? He's only done it for a year. Carson Wentz did it for 2 years. You don't know. I don't know. To sit there to assume on March 13th is asinine. Asinine. The 49ers are by far the favorites in the NFC. Not close. It's San Francisco and everyone else. Some will go like this. What about the Eagles? Eagles don't have a defense. Eagles don't have special teams. Eagles got brand new coordinators. But you're as good as the 49ers. Really? Not true? And not remotely close from being true. Well, we're just going to go into the draft. You're not going into so you're going to tool your team with all rookies. Last year, you tooled them with veterans. This year, you're going to go rookies. Congratulations. We'll see. March 13th, not a chance in hell you make the playoffs. That football team right now is a 9-8 team at best. Can't stop anybody. You struggled a year ago against the run. Now you have all your components. Your secondary will be completely retooled. But people in Philly will tell you, you're okay. I don't give a shit what you guys say about wrong. There's nothing wrong on what's happened today. You lost your top tackler at linebacker. You're losing Bradbury. Slay has asked to be traded. No, they want to stay. Whatever. Gardner Johnson is looking at the money now that Javon Hargrave is getting on the open market. Why in the world would C.J. Gardner-Johnson stay in Philadelphia when he sees the money that's out there? Why? He made $837,000 last year. Why on the planet would he stay in Philly for shit money? Howie offered Javon Hargrave dick money. He's going to make 20 plus million. That wasn't even in the room. You're losing your running back. You could probably get away with a guy in the draft. Wow. What a Monday. On NFL Legal Tampering Day is what they're calling it. Stupid. They should just stop this shit and start it. Because this is dumb. I mean, almost 90% of the big-time guys have gotten deals, and they're going to just wait for 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Okay? What's wrong with what I'm saying? Howie sucks at draft. You know, I heard people, and I kind of checked in last week, saying that Howie had a good draft last year. He did? How could you tell? No one played except the backup tight end. How could you tell? How could you tell if you had a good draft? How? Honestly, really? How could you tell? Nobody played. He did something that very few have been able to do. You know what that is? All those veterans, man. They really did come in as mercenaries, and they played their ass off. And you know what? They have no allegiance to the Philadelphia Eagles. Zero allegiance to you. And they're showing it. Even Hargrave. You know what he just said, Hargrave? Hey, F the Eagles, man. I just got $60 million guaranteed. They weren't going to come in that room. They were not even going to be close to being in that room. Seattle was. Same thing with all the rest of these signs, because you know why? What did I tell you about Brock Purdy? What did I tell you guys about Brock Purdy? I'd rather be in the 49ers position than in the Eagles position, because you got to pay a quarterback. There's a prime example. And they're going to restructure Nick Bosa a brand new contract. Wow. Who would you rather be right now? The Eagles with no defense? Or would you rather be the San Francisco 49ers with an entire team? And they're getting the Jags guy. They just lost a tackle to the Broncos. So what did they do in free agency? They signed the offensive tackle from Jacksonville, who was a pretty good player too. They got money to move around. Why? I have to play Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. And you got both quarterbacks on stupid, insignificant deals. And they made it to the NFC title game last year. How you doing? $50 million deals don't work. Building rosters is how you got to the Super Bowl. Purdy got you there, making less than $1 million. And they're relevant again. That's why San Francisco's relevant every year. And that's why you see the peaks and valleys with the Eagles. They're great peaks, though, but they're also horrific valleys. 4 wins, Super Bowl. You're never going to be consistent with that philosophy. Okay? You're just not. On a year-to-year basis, you're not. San Francisco will be in the NFC title game. The Eagles won't make the playoffs as of March 13th. All right. I don't know what else to say. I'll get to you guys here in a second. They're not going to go into free agency and spend money. They can't. Got a quarterback to sign. Got a quarterback to sign. Nothing. Remember something. Wrong again. Last year, I was the guy on March 10th of 2022 that told you were going to the Super Bowl. On March 13th, a year removed, I'm telling you, you ain't making the playoffs. I was right last year, and I'll be right this year. And you're going to pay your guy $50 million. so you can't sign anybody, and you have to hope he's Patrick Mahomes. I don't see it. He ain't Patrick Mahomes. He's not that good to carry a roster. He's not. Jalen Hurts is not that good that he can carry a roster. That means he has to carry the defense like Mahomes did. He can't. Won't be able to. And he's dual threat. Not happening. If that guy misses significant games, like he has the last 2 years, he's missed 3. That will get worse. They won't win any one of those ball games. Last year's roster, he sucked in the postseason except for the Super Bowl. He was spectacular in the Super Bowl. Divisional game and the NFC title game, he stunk. That guy cannot carry a football team. Hassan Reddick was the MVP of that postseason, not Jalen Hurts. Hurts played great in the Super Bowl. The other 2 playoff games, he stunk. March 13th, facts. Once again, spoken by Big Sills. I'm going to get over to start reading you guys, and I want to show you how pathetic you are. Watch. Hurts was hurt. Dual threat. Sills is right. You guys just don't want to face the pain and reality. It's okay. Bears stole the Eagles' 4th-round pick for Robert Quinn. Could come back to haunt you a little bit. 4th round's a quality pick. Sills has been sipping wine on his break. Joshua, no. Just been watching people leave Philly. I'm watching people leave Philadelphia and leaving the Eagles because they're not sticking around for shit money. Why would they? Javon Hargrave was offered a 3-year, $51 million deal. The Niners parachute in with a 4-year, $84 million. Dude, seriously, is Billy Beane your GM? Dude, he ain't getting lucky twice like that. Because you ain't going to get these guys on shit deals. Dude, those guys are watching the money. Are you not watching the money that's out there right now? Damn, Sills, you were quiet the postseason. We liked you. Now you're back to being salt. I don't get what that means, and I don't care what that means. Dude, wait a minute. Am I saying something that didn't happen today? Edwards is gone. $7 million. What's this? $7 million a year. Hey, Tone, make sure I'm right on it. $7 million being reported that the Bears are going to pay that guy. He made $1.2 million. If TJ Edwards can get $7 million a year, what do you think Gardner Johnson and Bradbury are going to get on the open market? They're extremely better players than that guy. What do you think those guys are going to get on the open market? They're going to get close to that tag money. They're good. Watch this. Bradbury making $15, $16 million and Gardner Johnson making $15, $16 million too. These are high-end guys. Sayamalo, he's going to get $15, $16 million. He may get $17 million. What aren't you seeing that I'm missing here that you think you have a good football team coming back? Oh, we're going to put Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean sucked last year. Sills, he didn't get on the field. Exactly. Steals of the draft, play. You got guys in the Philadelphia market doing wishful thinking. Oh, he's good because he played at Georgia. Really? Okay. I haven't seen it. So far, it's just talk. Lance says, so you know the obvious. What you have done in the situation if you were the Eagles, answer please. Okay. It's a great question, Lance. What do you do from here? Now, again, Lance, I'll tell you what the advantage is. You have a really good offense. Okay? And if Rodgers is no longer in the NFC, okay, and you get lucky with health and some rookie players and maybe some free agents, things might be good. Bobby goes, trust in Howie. Not in the draft. He sucks in the draft. He earned it from last year's roster he built. That was built with free agents, not with draft choices. Bobby, name me a corner he's drafted in his entire 20 years in Philly. Name me a pass rusher. Josh Sweat. 2 guys in 22 years? He can't draft linebackers. He can't draft corners. He can't draft elite receivers. It looks like Devontae could be one. Had to go get AJ. All these guys are covered. His shitty drafting is covered by free agency. He got lucky on Edwards. He was an undrafted. He was an undrafted FA. He was an undrafted free agent. He landed in Philly. Now he's getting $7 million in Chicago. I wouldn't say Howie's an idiot. That's not where I'm going. By the way, great deal maker, great in free agency. He is. He is really good at hires. Marginal at drafting. Okay? Eagles have no defense right now. The entire secondary will have to be rebuilt by rookies or free agents. Your linebacking core will be completely rebuilt. Your defensive tackles will be completely having to have rebuilt. And by the way, if Jordan Davis was so damn good, why couldn't he beat out Sue and Linville Joseph by the end of the year? How come those guys were playing more than him? Oh, he was hurt. How many snaps did he get in the Super Bowl? 10? Because he was playing too high and got drilled off the ball. I'm not saying Davis is awful. We'll see what he does come. I'm not going there. And I'm not even going there with N'Kobe. Don't sit here and tell me on March 13th these guys are replacing veteran guys who had. By the way, think about this for a second. TJ Edwards played so well last year. And even though he couldn't cover tight ends, he's making $7 million annually. Not bad for a guy who was marginal. Javon Hargrave. Would you say Javon Hargrave is a great run stopper? Not really. He got $22 million per year. Per year. What do you think those secondary guys are going to? Those secondary guys have to be licking their chops. Bradbury and Gardner Johnson, their agents are probably looking at those guys going like this. Hey, man, you get in the open market, you're going to make max dollar. Max dollar. Edwards got 7. You know, it's not so much because I kind of get it with Hargrave with the 11 sacks. I kind of get it. I do. I still don't think he's the greatest run stopper. But you know what you get with Hargrave? You could put him on the nose. You could put him in a slant. You could put him in a 3 technique. You're able to move him all around on that 49er D-line now. 49ers got better. They got better. What apology tour, Richie? I said you were making it to the Super Bowl. I said your boy would never throw for 4,000 yards. Dual threat. Hey, no. It's not only Hargrave and Bosa. It's Hargrave, Bosa, Warner, and the safety, Hufanga. It's not just two guys. They got superstar players on every level in San Francisco. They got superstar players in their old line, running back, wide out. Some go, well, Sills, they didn't figure out the quarterback. They got to the NFC Championship game with a guy who was the last player taken in the draft. That shows you how good that freaking roster is. They didn't need. If they had Jalen Hurts on that team, they'd have won the Super Bowl by 20 points. They didn't even need a quarterback to get to the NFC title game. Jesus, man. If Christian McCaffrey's not playing quarterback for him, how far do they go? Can they beat Kansas City? I don't know. They got to the NFC title game with Christian McCaffrey playing quarterback. The Eagles, you could say all you want. Well, the 49ers got beat. You don't have a team right now. You don't have a team. I told you this 6 months ago, and I've been telling you, you ain't keeping all these guys. Howie Vision, he'll keep them all. They're running for the gates. Actually, they're running to the bank. And by the way, this is not a shot at the Eagles. You have a great year, you should get compensated for it. And that's what's happening here. They're getting compensated for their great year. You shouldn't begrudge them. They gave you a great season. Came up a tad bit short, but they gave you a great season for under market value money. What's the problem here? Oh, you should be. No, they shouldn't be. Why? The organization's not loyal to them and never will be. Howie's retooling. With what? Got to pay your quarterback. Retooling with what? Yeah, this is GT goes, they're retooling. They come in and offer Hargrave 3 years, $51 million. The Niners come in with 4 years, $84 million. Do you know that how insulting of a deal that must have been to Javon Hargrave when the Eagles' initial offer was 3 years, $51 million, and the Niners come in with 4 years, 60 guaranteed at $84 million? They must have laughed at him. That's all right. We're moving on. And the 49ers outbid Seattle. They had to. They're in the same division. Seattle wanted them. But you know what? Again, you know what blows my mind here? The money Edwards got. $7 million per. What? There's a lot of money out there in free agency. And don't tell me that, man, Miles Sanders is going to get paid. Probably not a gigantic market for him. Sayamalo's going to have at least 25 teams interested in him at top market value dollar. Kaiser White's going to get a nice little contract from someone, probably on the second day, Thursday. Bradbury's going to get a monster deal. I wouldn't be shocked if the 49ers, now the Bears could come in here, or the Bears or the Raiders could jump in this. They just signed Jimmy Garoppolo, too. Did the Raiders. Oh, man. Howie Vision. Boy, you better put those bifocals on, Junior. You got people running with the Brinks truck in front of them. How you doing? Howie comes in with $51 million on Hargrave, and the Niners go, I'll give you $22 million. They were offering him 16, 6 more per annually to come and play in San Francisco on a better defense next to Nick Bosa. Okay. Going to lose both your backers. Fletcher Cox is There's not a Fletcher Cox coming back. Why would Fletcher come back after watching Hargrave get $22 million? He had 7 sacks last year. Fletcher Cox goes in the open market. He ain't going to make 14.4. He'll make 8, and the Eagles are not offering him $8 million. Would somebody offer Fletcher Cox $8 million? 6 with incentives and a signing bonus? Yeah. Yeah. He'd be a steal. He would be what the Eagles did a year ago for some team, signing him to a 1-year deal at $8 million. That's what I would do. I would turn that right around. And if I were the Cowboys, I would offer Fletcher Cox a 1-year deal. Or the Rams. Rams are moving all kinds of players because they got to get draft choices. Because of that whole, they're talking of moving Matthew Stafford. The Rams are talking about moving Matthew Stafford. Because, you know, what's the most important thing in Los Angeles with the Rams right now? Sean McVay, keeping him happy. That coach has so much say in that organization right now. They want to, but they're paying him $20 million annually. What does Philly do? Super goes, he was terrible against the run, still like Hargrave. Don't have no problem with him. I'll take someone that can play the run and trade them sacks for it. Really? In a pass-happy league. Seals, you said Philly's $51 million offer was in the ballpark a month ago. Yeah, no. I didn't realize the amount. I just told you. I didn't realize the amount of money that was out there. I was stunned. I thought it was in the ballpark. I really did. Dude, Hargrave's a 20. I think Javon Hargrave makes more money now than Aaron Donald. Hey, Tone, I think the guy Payne who just signed in Washington, I think he's the highest paid defensive tackle. But dude, I think Hargrave now makes more money than Aaron Donald does. This guy makes $22 million a year. I don't know if he makes that. You're making Aaron Donald money? Donald is still ranked number 1. Payne is 2. Hargrave. So Hargrave is now in the conversation with Aaron Donald's salary. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. And I don't want Jalen Carter. If Jalen Carter falls to 10, I don't want him. You better pray to Jesus Christ that guy falls to 10. Yeah. You better pray. Dear God, if you have one prayer, you should pray he falls to 10. You should pray he falls to 10. Then you drop his ass on a rookie deal. You should pray he falls to 10. By the way, this might change the room on me a little bit. Hey, I like Witherspoon too at 10, but I need a defensive tackle desperately. And get this, I need a defensive tackle desperately. Didn't you draft a guy at 13 last year? Yeah, but what do you think? I don't know. So I'm going into the mini camps, and I'm going into the offseason. Here's my comment on Jordan Davis. I don't know. Wow. Okay. That means I need a D tackle. You need D tackles, corners, linebackers. Yeah, that's some defense. By the way, I like Milton Williams. I like him. I do. I love how a month ago everyone was talking about how overrated our defense was, and now all of a sudden all these players are irreplaceable. It's not that, dude. It's the amount that are leaving. You can sustain 1 or 2. Like, what's this? on the Eagles side of the ball, offensively, I think you can be okay losing Seumalo. And I think Isaac Seumalo's a good football player. But I think you can get over that because you got so many great players on that side of the ball. I think you can overcome that. Kid Jurgens maybe steps into that position. Maybe you draft a guy in the second or third and you got Stoutland in the building. I think you can overcome that. I do. I think you're going to be okay. But see, when you start doing this, though, Seumalo and Sanders, now we're talking about combinations that all affect the run game. Do you understand? Then you add the component on the other side of the ball and stopping people. It's the collection of people. That's the issue. It's not, what's this? Losing Hargrave or losing Bradbury or losing Seumalo. Teams all every year do that. Not 10 off your 22. There's a chance the Eagles could lose both corners, both linebackers, both tackles, guard, running back. 9 of your 22. That's a problem. And you change coordinators on both sides of the ball. That's not a problem to you? The hell are you talking about? Use common sense. You lose almost 10 dudes on that side of the ball, all starters. And both coordinators are changed out. And you guys think you're just going to go on another 18-hole golf course and play a normal round of golf? I like how some think. Good luck, Jameson. See y'all. Some people can't handle what's happening right now. Now, again, I told Tone this a couple minutes ago. Okay? I told Tone this a couple minutes ago. Howie's not one of the worst general managers. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. Okay? He's not. Now, after the draft in April, would we make an addendum to seeing how he's done? Sure. This could change. But you got a quarterback. If you did not have a quarterback to address, how about this? You think Jalen Hurts is going to go into the year without the Eagles and Hurts and Clutch Sports having dealt with at least getting the parameters down on paper of what they're going to pay him? You think they're going to let him go into his final year of his contract? Why? I got to hand it to Jalen. He's been a pro here, at least in public. At least in public, Hurts has been a star. You know why? Everyone in the marketplace right now is raising his value without him even opening his pie hole. The money that the NFL has, this, in my opinion, is all the things that are now catching up because of what happened with COVID and the cap went down. I can't believe the money that's out. Dude, TJ Edwards got $7 million per year in Chicago. I would not put him in Roquan Smith kind of category. I mean, this guy's almost making $10 million. He got a 900% increase in pay. That's the money that's out there for good. TJ's a good player. I wouldn't say exceptional. And he's getting exceptional money. Dome goes, TJ's not worth that money. Guess what? Hey, Domey, I don't know. I am so unbelievably stunned with the money that, I mean, it's gargantuan cash. The Hargrave, $22 million? He's the third highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL now. The Eagles will I did think 3 years, 51 would be. I thought 53, 55 was going to. He got 84 million over 4 with a 60 sign. Do you understand? The $60 million signing bonus was more than the money that the Eagles were offering him in a 3-year structured deal. That's insane. That's insanity. That's why if you're Fletcher, hey, I love being an Eagle. Eagles aren't going to give him 8. He could probably get on the open market, like I said a couple minutes ago, between 6 and 8 million for a guy who had 7 sacks, who's a borderline Hall of Fame guy. By the way, I was watching some of the clips and I saw Sal Palantonio say that Brandon Graham could be considered for. Dude, Brandon Graham is not even remotely close to being a Hall of Fame NFL player. There's like 10 dudes: Leslie O'Neal, Gastineau. Go down the list of players that have got over 130 sacks. Ed Too Tall Jones, if you want to even go in the room. Brandon's been a great player and will be an Eagle Hall of Famer. That guy will not even be mentioned in a conversation for Hall of Fame. Okay? Is he needed in the Eagle locker room? Yes. Yes. Has he been a fabulous player? Yes. But fabulous doesn't get you into the NFL Hall of Fame, or Pro Football Hall of Fame, I should say. He'll get a green jacket for sure, and rightfully so. NFL Hall of Famer, give me a break. Like when I'm putting the list together and I'm on the panel, as you heard Jason Cole and also Jared Bell say I'm on the panel, I would never put his name on there. Let me worry about getting Eric Allen in first. Okay? Then we'll go down the list of other guys. Personally, I wouldn't have a problem having a conversation about Fletcher Cox being a Pro Football Hall of Famer. I would not have a problem with that, because I think Fletcher has been a dominant player in his time. Okay? Is he dominant at Sue? Probably not. Sue's going to be debated. Sue and Fletcher Cox. Kind of not as good as Sue. I don't know, man. It's close. Those two guys are close. Those two guys are close. Kelsey's a slam dunk. Slam dunk. Anyway, getting back, what now has to happen if you're Howie? Okay. You have to wait and see how the dust settles here. What's left after the chaos on Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be chaos. Miles will be here's my predictions. Miles will be gone. Bradbury will be gone. White, TJ are gone. Fletcher and Hargrave gone. You might want to think about bringing Sue or Linville Joseph back. Okay? You have to restructure some contracts. Slay and Lane Johnson, 4-1 to 3-3. Howie is responsible for $54 million dead money. Not a bad jam, but think about this: Cox making $15 million from Birds, Hargrave $12.5 from the Birds, on top of the new money. A lot of dead money there too. I get it. Okay. Sign CJ and Bradbury? Can't. You got a quarterback to deal with. Didn't you hear me, Joseph? You've got to start looking. Do you see what just happened in Kansas City? They lost Orlando Brown. Why? They're paying the quarterback $500 million. Don't you see all the shit that's happening in Dallas and in Kansas City is going to be you? You're going to be one or the other. You're going to be either the Dallas Cowboys having to get rid of guys and not win games, or you're going to be Kansas City and your quarterback can elevate and carry you to a Super Bowl win. One or the other is going to happen. There's going to be no in the middle. Or you're Kirk Cousins. That's in the middle. You're going to be one or the other. I've been preparing you for this day for 6 months. You weren't keeping any of these guys. Why? They're not loyal to you. They're mercenaries. You didn't draft these guys. You know, I'll tell you this. There's a sense when you're drafted by an organization, there's a sense of loyalty a little bit. You guys missed the boat. You thought because they put Eagle helmets on, they were going to be loyal. They came in, wanted to play great. Now they want to get paid. They don't give a shit about the helmet. They don't give a shit about the logo. Brandon Graham does. Fletcher Cox does. Jason Kelsey does. Why? Because they're homegrown guys. It was always a conversation like in New York with A-Rod versus Jeter. No one liked A-Rod. Why? He's not a homegrown guy like Jeter was. You're more loyal to you. You feel an obligation. They took a shot at you. They drafted you. Hey, I'm not saying that you're not demanding to be paid market value, but there's a sense of communication when you're talking about a guy and you become one of Howie's guys. And again, it's not a rip on the Eagle organization. He built it. This was a one-year wonder. This was a one-year wonder team. By the way, do you notice? I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is a one-year wonder. I'm saying the roster was a one-year wonder. And people will go, no, it's not. How is it not? When you're going to lose at least 9 starters. How? You're just not going to have plug and play. New coordinators too? Now again, I will concede on this. If this was the AFC, that team would be lucky to win 5 ball games with half a roster. Because it's the NFC, and if Rodgers is not there, the Packers are going to take a dive, even more so. And who's left in the room? Seattle? Seriously, here, I wrote this down. What teams? If Rodgers leaves and goes to the Jets like it's being reported, Vikings, Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks, okay? Not world beaters. All with massive holes on their team. 49ers, biggest hole on that team, obviously, is the quarterback position. But again, people keep saying, well, I don't know what they're doing. A quarterback didn't really matter last year. They got to the NFC title game. They won 12 straight ball games. And if it wasn't for the fact that Christian McCaffrey had to play quarterback for them in the NFC title game, God knows what would have happened if the guy was healthy, Brock Purdy. I don't know. He's playing great ball, had beaten the Cowboys. Cowboys had beaten the Eagles. I mean, Dak has the Eagles' number. So, again, I personally think the Cowboys are going to finish in last place in the NFC East. I don't see how they get better. And I'm hearing that they're flirting around with Odell Beckham. He wants $20 million per. Nobody's paying that guy $20 million. Shit, I wouldn't give that guy $7 million a year. He ain't that guy anymore. He's just not. He's too injury prone. Not happening. Seahawks. So they restructured a new contract for Geno. They'll probably go some defense. They need a tackle. They need a pass rusher. Could they sign Bradbury? Maybe. Maybe. This show should be called Balls and Strikes with Big Sills. Preach to him. I've been trying to, pal. You got to tell. That's a good idea. Get him on. Dude, again, the NFC is not a powerhouse conference. Like, look at this deal here. So if Garoppolo had stayed in San Francisco, which, again, the 49ers let that guy walk out the building. Why? Because you drafted a stiff? That's not recognizing your mistakes. You got the freaking guy in the building and you let him go to Las Vegas. You know, when people can't identify their mistakes is what usually leads to their doom. Okay, give Steve Keim credit. When he realized Josh Rosen blew out loud in Arizona, at least he moved him to Miami, and he was able to go and do what? Draft Kyler Murray again, and at least got a better dude at the position. They got Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, and they let Garoppolo walk out the building. Makes no sense. You know, their thinking is, well, we got there with Purdy. I get it. It's a gamble. Who is he? I don't know. But look at Garoppolo. Garoppolo would have been one of the top quarterbacks in the NFC. Now look at him. He's the worst quarterback in the AFC West. It's not better than Mahomes. I don't believe he's going to be better than Russell Wilson. And he's not better than Justin Herbert. So now he goes from being one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC to now being the worst quarterback in the AFC West. Hey, AFC's got some great quarterbacks over there. McNabb goes, Hill's been wrong all year. No, I wasn't. I got you to the Super Bowl. No. Wasn't wrong. I predicted on March 10th, almost a year to the day, that you guys would make it to the Super Bowl. Almost to the day. And today, on March 13th, you won't make the playoffs. Who are you replacing these guys with? I'm curious. Okay, let's do this. If I'm wrong, let me hear who you're replacing all these players with. Milton Williams and Jordan Davis are your new D tackles. From Hargrave and Fletcher Cox. That's a downgrade. Who's your backers? Nakobe Dean and who? A rookie? That's a downgrade. Who's your corner two, and your slot safety? Some free agent on day 3 and a rookie? That's a downgrade. Who's your running back? He's a rookie. That's a downgrade. Who's your right guard? A rookie from a year ago. That's a downgrade. You got 9 downgrades. Again, remember what I told you. It's not so much missing 1 or 2 guys. It's missing 9 guys. You got 18 free agents total. 9 starters are looking at, and their agents are going like this today on legally tampering day, whatever that means. Look at the money. They gave that dude, TJ Edwards, that deal. It's not the Hargrave deal's a lot to me. But the Edwards deal, he went from $1.2 million annually in Philadelphia to $7 million annually. I don't know about you, but that is an incredible increase in pay. What do you think, CJ? So watch this. Why should Gardner Johnson listen? If I'm Gardner Johnson, I listen to the Eagles. And right now for a safety, 14.4 is the max money. Like if you were to franchise tag him. Okay, 14.4. You're going to have to be in that room. Knowing full well, back here, you've got to pay your quarterback too. And you've got $54 million in dead money. And the cap only went up $16 million. Where you going? Where are you going? Who are you replacing these guys with? Milton Williams, Nakobe Dean, and Jordan Davis. Okay. collectively, and Cam Jurgens. So here. Cam Jurgens, Boston Scott, is going to pick up 1,200 yards, almost 1,300 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Or are you going to do that by committee? Moneyball. What are you going to do? Cam Jurgens is going to have to play out of position, right? He's a center. Guard. Okay. Tell me I'm wrong. Help me here. I'm going to bring this all up with JAKIB from Fox 29 in Philadelphia at 4:30 Eastern time. I'm wrong. Okay. Hey, Brett, what am I wrong on? Which one? Give me one of them I'm wrong on. One. Okay, Richie, what am I wrong on? Tell me. Don't just say I'm wrong. What am I wrong on? Tell me what I'm wrong on. Eagles are locked and stocked for Super Bowl. Boston Scott is a free agent too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just wrong. Oh, okay. I'm just wrong. There's no examples. I'll take it. Okay. On the first day of free agency, you lost 2 starters. Are you under some impression that's going to get better? Trade Palmer in the 7th. Do you think we're done in? Chris, I don't think you're a free agent player at all. I think you're going to be a free agent player on the 3rd and 4th, 5th day, not on 1 and 2. You will not be a player. You can't be a player in free agency. I didn't say this last year. I said you're going to the Super Bowl on March 10th. Wrong. Stupid take, nasty. Not true and a lie. Signing Mariota, that'll help. Okay. I got to take a time out here because I'm going to tell you what I think they should do. Okay? I'll tell you what I think they should do. Okay, we'll talk to Gary Cobb too. Also, post-combines mock draft. I have a new one. We're going to take a look at that also too. A lot of work to do here, man. So let me get this right. Kelsey, that was great news today. Slay, what are they doing with him? Let's address these. Bradbury and CJ. Hurts. Lane and Slay, would you restructure their deals? Hit the like button, hour 2. Keep it here on the